Hey guys, so I have some bad news today. I hope you're all doing very well. Unfortunately, I have come down with coronavirus. No, it's not the coronavirus, but it is a really bad flu. I've had it for a little while now, hence why we did not have a video Monday. I haven't been able to get a lot done. My daughter be home from school for a while now. It's just been crazy, so please forgive me. But I have put together a video for you today. So let's just, let's go take a look at why MLMs end up in court. Yay! We can do this, yeah! Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Beth, or Queen of Spade. Please do give this video a like, subscribe if you're new here. Now, without further ado, let's throw some spade. So everybody, I know that on Wednesdays we usually do a lawsuit, but this Wednesday I thought that it would be really interesting to take a look at 4 reasons why MLM companies end up in court. I mean, we've gone through some lawsuits, but how do they even end up in the court to begin with? Why do they go there? What happens? So I found this article on Talented Ladies Club, and I do have to give them props. I do have to give them props for being anti-MLM. I do have to say a lot of these lady websites, a lot of them promote joining MLMs. So I always got to give it up to a sister for making a website that says, no, don't join these. So 4 reasons why MLM companies end up in court. Did you know that more than half of US MLM companies have had a lawsuit in the last 10 years? Yes, I did. Maybe you didn't. Now you do. Find out the 4 reasons for this and what usually happens to those cases. On October 2nd, 2019, the Federal Trade Commission served Advocare its justice. Ooh, I like the way they put that. They're like, they served their justice to Advocare. Advocare is now banned from multi-level marketing because of its pyramid scheme practices. And it owes the FTC $150 million. 2 of their top-level reps are also banned from MLM for making misleading income claims, and a case is continuing against 2 more. And while pyramid scheme allegations are one legal issue MLMs encounter, network marketing companies see more than just the FTC in court. I recently looked into 100 MLM companies as part of a larger study on income disclosure, but I ended with an interesting byproduct finding 57% of US MLMs have had a lawsuit in the past 10 years. I'm actually surprised that that's not a higher number. I gotta be honest. I was expecting it to be like 65, but 57, that's still over half. Before you clutch your pearls, be aware that this is somewhat par for the course in U.S. business. A 2005 study found that 30 to 50% of small businesses are in at least one litigation a year. Now, see, that may be true, but you have to look at why, right? Like, why are they being put through court? It's not all for being pyramid schemes. So, yeah, anyway, another study by Fulbright is less optimistic, noting that 90% of U.S. corporations are battling some kind of litigation. So what's different about the lawsuits of multi-level marketing companies. Exactly. So usually when you're running a business, you are going to find some litigation. Like you will end up in court for the most part. Other companies end up in court for things like policy, they, like, or the off chance that like something weird happens at the workplace, like you could have like a sexual harassment, let's say, like that might happen. Uh, Usually it's like extra businessy kind of things like that. Whereas, why do MLMs end up there instead of other businesses? So, there's four main reasons why. The first one is individuals or the FTC are suing MLMs for being pyramid schemes. So yeah, if you do not follow the FTC, they do take you to court. Other businesses have also gone, through litigation with the FTC. However, in those cases, like I said, it's usually something to do with the policy being broken. And it's a lot smaller. Whereas with MLMs, it will be like, they'll be like, no, you're actually running a pyramid scheme instead. So we've got to go sue you and shut you down now. So the second reason is individuals suing MLMs for false product claims. So again, lying about what the products do. MLM suing individuals for defamation is the third one. And the fourth one is MLM suing each other for infringing on one another's territory. And I don't actually think we've looked at one of those. We're going to have to look at one of those because those ones are interesting, right? It's like, no, they were supposed to be buying my stuff. No, they were supposed to be buying our stuff instead. Like, that would just be a fun one to read up on. Legal issues can last years, and most class action lawsuits against MLMs are quietly settled outside of court. Because the cost and risk of a lengthy legal battle would squeeze the poorest party dry, and that's usually the individual standing against an MLM, right? Because the MLMs, they make millions of dollars a year. So if you are going up against an MLM in court, they might pull some things where, they make the court longer. That happens a lot. Remanding it, to come up with more time to get evidence or whatever. And so you'll end up having to go to court and pay for a lawyer a lot. And most of us that just live normal lives can't afford to go up against $1 million company in a litigation. We just don't have the funds, right? So eventually you're going to run out of money. So what happens is a lot of times the MLMs kind of like put them through that so that the other person is like, oh, I can't keep going. Let's settle this. And then, they don't get in as much trouble. So let's look at each reason why MLM companies end up in court in more detail. Okay. Number 1, pyramid scheme lawsuits. Why do I have a file? Hold on. To be a pyramid scheme, a multi-level marketing company has to emphasize recruitment as the only legitimate way to earn money through the business model. The converse implies that reps who sell products and make a profit from product sales, emphasizing this over recruitment, are in a legitimate MLM model. So yeah, you always have to sell more products than recruit, right? In order for it to be a legitimate MLM model. My study of MLM income disclosure found that 80% of reps are in the bottom tier of their MLM and make $0 in revenue. We already kind of know that. I've gone through a lot of the income disclosure statements in other videos. Usually when we cover a company, we're looking at the income disclosure statement unless they don't have one. That's happened a couple times. So we already know that for the most part, it's 80% of almost every single company. It'll be like 83%, 85%, 82%, 86% make zero in every single income disclosure. If you don't recruit, you don't earn. And we kind of know that. But once you build that downline, you can jump to a higher tier in the business and typically start making a few $100s annually. Because that's what you can live off of, is a few $100s a year. Or you can get lucky and make it to the top, siphoning off others' sales. Yeah, basically that's all you're doing is you're siphoning off other people. The FTC has hit more than Advocare for being a pyramid scheme. Oh yes, they have. It's been a beautiful time. Let's look at the irony of Herbalife's settlement against the FTC for its pyramid scheme allegations. According to the FTC, it charged that the multi-level marketing company's compensation structure was unfair because it rewards distributors for recruiting others to join and purchase products. Have you ever known a multi-level marketing company not to encourage this? They must be a rare breed. Yeah, actually, if you can find one MLM company that is not telling their distributors to recruit everybody to join, I will be amazed. Please comment it down below. There's a challenge for you guys. Go try and find one company that is not telling people to recruit. Most companies, 67%, according to my research, have personal volume or recruitment requirements on their income disclosure statements to qualify distributors as eligible for commission. Yeah, I remember at It Works, for example, I had to make a minimum of, I think it was 30 PRV in order to even get paid. So if I only made like $25 that month, I just wouldn't get paid that month. Like they were like, sorry, you needed to make $5 more. And that's how you the HUDs get into that whole, oh no, I have to buy more products because I'm like under that little threshold. And so they end up spending more money than they're making because they're paying $80 to make that $30. It doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense. Stop doing that. Both of these reward recruitments and selling products to your downline, incentivizing distributors for recruiting others who will buy $100 of product a month. Exactly. Then there's this juicy ruling against Herbalife. The company will now differentiate between participants who joined simply to buy products at a discount and those who joined the business opportunity. About 1/3 of income disclosure statements I studied had a disclaimer somewhere that overall earnings may be low because some people joined for a discount. They always say that, right? They're like, well, we just have some people that they just kind of joined the team so they can get the products for cheaper, but they're not actually working the business. And you're like, no, sweetie, no. Most are probably trying to work the business. They're just not making money. They are counted in the same tier as those who joined to make money, intentionally. I can't do that word right now, but yeah, it basically messes with the company's data with this claim. And that's basically what I just said. They kind of do it so that they can throw them all in that classification of, oh, well, a bunch just joined for the discount. But it's like, actually, most of those people are probably trying to make money. But sure, sis, however you want to word it. If Herbalife set a precedent, the FTC has a lion's share of MLM companies it could crack down on. If you do a breakdown of a company's earnings, it seems like you can often catch wind of pyramid scheme practices. Exactly. Especially since while you're looking at the earnings, you'll see that you're making like nothing unless you recruit. It's not just the FTC that is attempting to hold some MLMs accountable for their business model. Washington State Attorney General has also filed a lawsuit against clothing MLM LuLaRoe, alleging the company is an illegal pyramid scheme. Yes, and we looked at that lawsuit. You can check it out on my channel. Number 2, product warnings and lawsuits. Multi-level marketing products have a different quality from run-of-the-mill retail offerings, don't they? In a way that often merits FDA warnings and consumer lawsuits, yes. In 2014, the FDA warned essential oils companies Young Living and doTERRA against marketing products with unverified health benefits, such as fighting Ebola, arthritis, and diabetes. And now, a bunch of them are saying that they can cure the coronavirus. In 2015, the FDA warned True Vision for combining DMBA and Synfreed in their weight loss supplement, which can have adverse or life-threatening health effects. So yeah, keep that in mind. That happened. If you are taking these weight loss things, please always look at what's in them, look them up, research the ingredients. It can be dangerous. As you can see, that's a thing. In 2018, consumers banded together to sue Ronan and Fields for failing to disclose the side effects that come with an ingredient in Enhancements Lash Boost. Isopropyl, oh god, cloprostenate. Ooh, I think I did all right. Like 5 out of 10. Can cause burning eyes and blurred vision to go with your enhanced eyelashes. At those eyelashes, baby, and have them all fall out and you go blind. Consumers have also joined action in a class case against Monat for alleged damage caused by their products. And we looked at that as well. A jury trial looks set to take place in 2021. So we looked at the lawsuit that they're doing. Basically, your hair will fall out. Check out my song. And if you used unique Smoothstruck 3D fiber lashes in a select 11 US states between 2012 and 2015, a class action lawsuit on your behalf has determined that Unique intentionally misled you to believe it was made of natural fibers, not its true shredded nylon. Please go get your money, baby. One of the biggest arguments for multi-level marketing is that it frees up more of the company's budget away from marketing and into research and development. But if you want to take a close look at any particular MLM, check for product lawsuits and FDA warnings that may indicate that the freed up budget is going anywhere but product creation and improvement. It's going to the pockets of the CEOs. Number 3, legal action for defamatory remarks. I can never say that word properly. I just tried it 3 times. I'm sorry. We're going with this one. In 2018, Monat sued a former MP for defamatory remarks when she claimed their products resulted in hair loss, an itchy scalp, and a plethora of other health concerns. I can say plethora wrong. I don't even know anymore with this speech thing, guys. It just decides when it wants to be an impediment and when it wants to work. This isn't the first time a concerned distributor created an online group to complain about their former company. Oh no, it wasn't. It happens all the time. And this isn't the first time an MLM has sued a distributor for defamatory remarks. No, actually, it's happened a lot. And I'm even going to bring it up that there have been some of us, not me, but some of us, I always say us like I'm a part of it, but I'm in the community, so I am, okay? In the anti-MLM community, who have also been sued by companies because of leaving the company, starting to speak out against the company. We have a couple that have opened up Facebook pages, some people that have done blogs. So it is something they do try to silence you when you speak out against them after you leave. It's very well known. So just if you're out here and you're doing anti-MLM stuff, do keep that in mind. There probably will, at some point, be a company that is going to try to silence you. It's almost inevitable, especially if you're doing it for a long time. So just prepare for that. It's literally happened to so many of us at this point in the last several years. And even the ex-reps and stuff, it's at this point, I'd call it inevitable. If you're wronged by an MLM, it's best to immediately take legal action rather than complain online. Oh, look, there we go. There we go. They're saying that because of what I just said, basically. As bizarre as it is, some MLM companies have never heard that truthful negative reviews are legal. Yeah, exactly. But then the issue becomes whether the review is verifiable, truthful. If a review can be proven as truth, it's protected in U.S. law. If it can't, the review could be classified as defamatory. I gotta learn how to say that word better. The results for lawsuits on defamatory remarks are mixed depending on how persuasive your lawyer is and what evidence you have. So get a good lawyer, guys. Get a good lawyer. And always screenshot. Something I've learned in my life over the last several months especially is apparently you should just screenshot everything. Every single thing you do. Yeah, just do that. If a network marketing company intentionally hides data that would allow a consumer to make a truthful negative review, presto! No one can give a truthful negative review, and the company has grounds to sue complaining forward distributors for being liars. Sorry, I'm not going to try that word again. But yes, like I just said, it's happened. This is why it's important to get income claims, communications, and contracts in writing. As part of John Taylor's study for the FTC, he also included a handy guide to taking action if you've been a victim of a fraudulent MLM, which, by the way, I just downloaded. We're probably going to be looking at that in a couple weeks from now. I'm going to do up a video that's going to explain every single thing that you can do to take action against your MLM after you leave. Everything. And this is the study that I am going to be looking at, as well as I have the guide right now downloaded on my computer. So that will be fun to do. What his guide teaches is that government agencies expect victims to take it up with them. Online complaints, besides with the Better Business Bureau, aren't high on the list. Number 4. Lawsuits from one MLM to another. Ooh, juicy, juicy tea. Are you ready? I love that this happens. Just saying. This is like the funny one to me. You know what I mean? Like, because you're never ever like, oh my God, the companies are getting... Well, sometimes you are. But usually it's like the ex-representative getting sued and you're like, oh, that sucks. Like, I hope that they don't get it too bad from this company. Like, oh man. But in this case, it's like, you don't care who wins and who loses, right? You're like, oh, well, it's just two MLM companies battling each other, whatever. So it's just like, juicy tea. That's all it is. Very juicy tea. If it wasn't obvious, MLMs also have reason to sue their competitors. Young Living and doTERRA are competing for the same market share in a closed geographical region, so it's no surprise they ultimately battled it out in court over contaminated oils and a breach of employee contract. Yeah, so the doTERRA leaders are former Young Living employees. And we kind of brought that up in videos too. So if you don't know, the people that actually started doTERRA actually worked their way all the way up in Young Living, and then they left that company, pretty much stole the Young Living company, rebranded it, and kind of did it in their like own way, but not that different. If you look at it, it's not that different. And called it doTERRA. And that's how doTERRA became a thing. And it's no surprise that MLMs often take legal action against other MLMs for poaching distributors. Now, this is something that's not talked about that often. I actually, I might do a video on this too soon. But it's actually extremely competitive in MLMs, and distributors fight all the time. Distributors fight, distributors get catty, they try to steal each other's customers and whatnot. And so this is basically what that would be, right? And it's not really something that's talked about that often. So I think we should talk about it more. You probably know a few reps who decide they have better chances with another company and hop from one to the other. Yeah, I did that. I went from ItWorks to Sensi. A lot of us at least try that once. To be honest, there's not many of us that really got that involved with the MLMs that only did one. In a lot of cases, we do one, we go, oh, this one's not working, and then we try at least one more, and then we're like, oh yeah, no, okay, we're done. Some of us, do 5 and then decide against it. So a lot of times, you do go through 1 or 2 companies, and then you even have some people where that's kind of all they do. There's some people out there where it's almost like they're just MLM buddies. They just hop from one to the other nonstop. Melaleuca, I can never say this, sued Max International in 2011 for poaching distributors. Many other companies have stood up for their valuable downline when they feel it's being poached. It's such a weird word to use. We poach it. We poach it. With this being a pattern of MLM litigation, it seems to imply that product offerings aren't always what makes you a threatening competitor in the MLM space. Your downline is what makes you a threatening competitor. This further reinforces the idea that many MLMs are emphasizing recruitment over product, leading into pyramid scheme territory. And that's basically the case. Even if they're not, they usually actually are behind the scenes, right? So if they're not really hugely open in public about how you got to recruit, behind the scenes in their team page, they're about it. I'm all about it. What happens to these cases? As I mentioned earlier, many disputes are solved quietly and swept under the rug. Most of them are settled with money rather than the resounding crackdowns delivered by the FTC to Advocare and Herbalife. But what if the legal heat becomes too much? An MLM will simply lather, rinse, and repeat. Just like Monat. Then your hair falls out. Many companies rebrand after a legal issue to avoid negative association. Finding court records and lawsuit resolutions is hard enough without the company operating under a new name. Yeah, that's happened, right? So if an MLM needs to escape a bad reputation, they'll rebrand. Can you name a company that's been rebranded? Hey, I bet you can. In 2006, two founders of Niram were jailed for tax evasion after over a decade sprinkled with legal issues. Niram was acquired by Golden Gate Capital, who owned Herbalife, before taking it public. After changing hands and leadership in 2013, Niram was Modere. So a lot of people don't actually know that Modere used to be Niram. So I can't say that either. But anyway, I actually really want to look into Modere very soon. For those that don't know, which would be actually most of you, because I don't think I've said this before, when I left It Works, basically my entire upline right after switched from It Works to Modere. So I'll definitely want to take a look at this company. I obviously did not go with them. In 2017, Niram faced a lawsuit with pyramid scheme allegations. In 2019, Niram became Neora. To quote Neora founder Jeff Olson in the press release, "We're taking all of the experience we've gained in the previous 7 years, hitting the reset button and creating something even better." Yeah, okay, bud, we'll see about that. I don't think so. Anyway, I think it's the same. If you can dig up a company's litigation and discover a clearly outlined resolution, it's a rare find. But the legal grays of multi-level marketing are almost never as clean-cut as Advocare's lawsuit. And bear in mind that a legal issue has to raise several alarms before gaining publicity. Exactly. Who can say how many MLM disputes are quietly resolved away from prying eyes? And who can say how many more never receive a satisfying resolution? And then, of course, we have a bunch of articles about, MLMs. And we'll be looking at some of these articles in future. I do want to do more article readings. But guys, that is 4 reasons why MLM companies end up in court. Yes, Queen, we just got this done. Oh, finally. Okay, sorry. I've been trying to get this done for a couple days now. Been so sick, couldn't do Monday's video. But yes, we got this done. So of course, I'm ending the video there. Please do give this video a like. Comment down below. Let me know what other MLMs you want me to look into. Subscribe if you're new. Share it maybe. That could help somebody if you share it on your Facebook. I don't know. Just a thought, guys. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous day. Okay, I'm gonna go try and get better for Friday's video. Yeah, bye!